Hey everyone, welcome back to HNS Collectibles. This is Cody and I'm doing a tag video. So this is the Not Another Vinyl tag by RedRum Records. So Beth over at RedRum Records wanted to make up her own tag from different sources, so she pulled questions from here and there. There's 21 of them. And I like tag videos. I think they're fun, and especially ones that deal with my records. So normally I show you my new records as I get them, but I don't really discuss the collection. And I've pulled them out here. I'm ready to go through them, and we'll just get started. So first question was your favorite new album of 2020. And this is one that I fought with, because going through my stuff, it's primarily soundtracks. This is soundtracks. That's soundtracks. Down here is my bands and singers and comedy and things like that. So I am primarily soundtracks from older movies, or at least my most recent movie was 2019, not 2020. So I don't have a single album that was like a new release, if you will, for 2020. But what I did pick was what was my favorite release of 2020 in my year-end haul video, Waxworks' release of The Fog. So I had chosen this mainly due to the artwork, but then also because I love the music. So Waxworks' release of The Fog. Number 2 was your most recent album that you purchased. And my latest haul video, I showed you all, I got the Blade Runner soundtrack on a regular black vinyl. Not a colored vinyl, which I love colored vinyl if I can find it. But black is good. Blade Runner is a excellent soundtrack. So that's number 2. Number 3, an LP that you want to find in 2021, one of your holy grails. So there's a few for sure. I guess I can put it in a couple different categories, what I might find and what I'll probably never find. So the one I'll probably never bump into, I would love to find an original Halloween 1 or 2 in good shape. As I go through a thrift store, used album store. Not going to happen. Probably not going to happen. One that I might reasonably bump into, who knows, I'd like to find Waxworks' release of The Reanimator and get that. So those are really the only ones I could come up with. Number 4, the 5th album by a band or singer. So I went with Death of a Ladies Man, Leonard Cohen. This was Cohen's 5th album. An interesting album, different from his other stuff. I know Cohen says that he was upset by this album. It was produced by Phil Spector, and they did not see eye to eye on some of the arrangements and some of the versions of the songs. I've always liked this album. It's one of the first CDs that I bought from Cohen. But yeah, Death of a Ladies Man. Let's see, what's next? So I got my records down here. I got my questions up there. Favorite album celebrating a milestone anniversary in 2021. So that was kind of a tough pick, where I don't know if I'm really answering the question or not, but I'm picking Escape from New York. This was a 2020 release from Waxwork as well, but 2021 is the 40th anniversary of Escape from New York. So I am hoping that we at least get some kind of cool release, and maybe as Scream Factory goes through their collection, doing 4Ks, maybe we can get a really cool Escape from New York 4K set. They're already doing They Live in Prince of Darkness. If they just go through their whole John Carpenter catalog and do 4K, I'll be very pleased. Let's see. Favorite 2020 reissues. So for me, it's got to be Dawn of the Dead, Waxwork. They reissued this. Runner-up would probably be Jaws, right there. The Blood in the Water reissue that Mondo did. But Dawn of the Dead is one of my favorite soundtracks, so that's my pick for that one. A gem in my collection. So I've got a couple I thought I'd show. I did a complete collection video one time. They were in there. But one is I have an original press of the Running Man. Still in its wrapper, but slid along the side. I picked this up new and sealed off of eBay back in about the 2007-2008 range, because I love the Running Man music. I had 3 tracks from it on a CD called Music from the Films of Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I ordered that. So that's kind of one gem that I've never seen anywhere else, never on the shelf. And then as I go around, I'm always looking for things like Ennio Morricone and the Eastwood Westerns in particular. And I have an original press of A Fistful of Dollars, 1967. This is my dad's, actually. And Dad does not play any of his records anymore. Let me raid his stash. And this thing is in perfect shape. I can only remember a few times that Dad ever even played this, and it was usually to record it onto a tape. It was the only time he broke this one out, or his copy of The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. So that's one of my gems, I think. Let's see, what's next? Show an album with an acquired taste. So I'm going back to one of my favorite artists when I first got the record. I'll just say I love the first song. The first song on the album is great, and I did not like the rest of the song. And I was working on my house at the time. I finished out my own house, and I had a record player in the corner, and I had a few of my records in the house. And actually, that's around the time that I bought the Running Man album on eBay, and The Fly, and Back to the Future, and a few others. But Leonard Cohen, 10 New Songs. So I love the song In My Secret Life, side 1, first song, and did not care for the rest of the album that much, really, the first couple times I played it. But I would, play In My Secret Life because I really, really loved that song. And then the others would, continue to play while I was busy doing something in the house. And it kind of grew on me, and now really I appreciate. There's 10 songs on this album. I appreciate the hell out of like 9 of them. There's still one at the end, The Land of Plenty. I maybe don't care so much for, but it took me a little while to come around to 10 New Songs. It was the first album Cohen put out in 9 or 10 years, being gone from the scene, and I think maybe I was just expecting so much from it because it had been so long since he made an album. But yeah, 10 New Songs. Let's see. Now, this was one I thought I'd get ready for. WackaMole. Pick a random album from your collection and show it. Since I am split up, soundtracks, music, or regular artists and bands, I thought I'd flip a coin. And we're going to say head soundtrack, tails music. And it is tails, so it's music. And close my eyes, pick one here. These are not alphabetized, so don't know what it'll be. I'll just grab one here. And it's Steve Martin, Comedy Is Not Pretty. Got a few comedy albums. Always been real big on comedian stand-up comedy, so I usually will grab a stand-up album when I see them. Let's see, a soundtrack, score, or compilation from 2020. Again, don't have anything from a movie released in 2020, but one that was released in 2020 was kind of a reissue, but Judgment Night came out from At the Movies, Music on Vinyl. in an orange pressing. Got a separate video for this if you care to see it. It's kind of a cool orange. But Judgment Night's an awesome soundtrack, and picked that up in 2020. Let's see, what else now? Sorry. A record from the year you were born. I ought to be able to look at it and tell what it is. So I was born 1977, and my 1977 pick is Meatloaf. There was a couple of others I looked for, and then it occurred to me, yeah, Meatloaf. Meatloaf and Star Wars and Me. That's what came out of 1977, as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, Bat Out of Hell. Love Bat Out of Hell. And then, what's next? Flawed favorite that you love. So I might catch some hell for this, but I am going to say flawed favorite that I love. I only have one of the two, so I'm going to go with the Illusions albums. As much as I love Guns N' Roses, I have Use Your Illusion 1. I will pick up Use Your Illusion 2. I believe there are 28 songs between the two albums, and when I count them up, I like 13 or 14 of them. So I guess my flaw in it is, as a consumer, if they all could have been on, all the good ones could have been on one album, it would have saved me half the money. It's almost like, if you took the good parts of the second and third Matrix movies and put them together, you had one movie, and you could have got rid of the rest of it, not had to have been a trilogy. So yeah, I'll quit there. But that's my flawed favorite. It was hard to really think of one that I could make a complaint about. That's it. So I'm not even complaining that much. I mean, even the ones I don't like on that album, still kind of like them. So let's see. Show an autograph. I had to stand up and grab a couple from on my office wall because I had one set out here, but I've got to show the others. Because I just like them so much, and I'm so proud of them that I have them. But my first one is Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell 2. And if you look there, he signed To Cody, Rockin' Meatloaf. We met Meatloaf in Cincinnati back in, I want to say 2018. I think it was 2018 at the Horror Hound convention. And I did not have Bat Out of Hell 1 on vinyl at the time, but I had got this. I think this had just been released not too long before, and Bat Out of Hell 2 is the one that I think has more significance to me. It's one that I just used to play a lot in high school and a lot driving around. I've said before about that one in particular, if you could wear a CD out, that's probably the one that came closest for me. And then a couple of other autographs, records. This is one I keep on my wall, hanging over my desk, but it's the They Live soundtrack, an original press. Got it on eBay when the CD was going for like $50-$60 back in, I want to say 2007, maybe 2008, around the time I bought a lot of records on eBay. I picked this up for $10, and we met Roddy Piper at a convention, I want to say in 2014, 13 or 14, I forget, I'd have to look, but To Cody and Sam, no bubblegum, Roddy Piper, and just a fantastic dude, really cool to talk to. And one of my pride and joy pieces, the Phantasm soundtrack. So this is an original press, very Saraband from 1979, and I have on it Don Coscarelli, Reggie Bannister, Bill Thornberry, A. Michael Baldwin, and Cat Lester that we all met in Louisville Days of the Dead convention back in September 2019. And then I also got Angus Scrim that I want to say we met him in 2015 or 2016. Again, I'd have to go look at the dates. But yeah, I had pretty much everybody, that everybody I've been able to meet anyway, signed this album. It was the closest thing I had to a poster, and just kind of cool, kind of different to have them sign a record, and got comments from them I thought was neat at the time that they hardly ever see these. So I don't know, I've never like priced out what an original Phantasm goes for on Discogs or anything, but that was another eBay purchase. I think I gave $30 for it in around the year 2000 or so, or 2001. It was a very early eBay purchase for me, because I was trying to get the soundtrack, and the CD was hard to get a hold of at the time too. I've since got the CD as well. Let's see, keep this going. A live album. So I've only got a couple live albums because I don't care for a lot of live performances. But I gotta go with Eric Clapton Unplugged. This is one that I can pretty much play both records end to end and just enjoy it all. Again, another one I played the hell out of in high school. A VCLT or gift from 2020. VCLT is Vinyl Community Love Train, where somebody in the vinyl community sends you a record because they thought that you would enjoy it. And Beth, actually over at RedRum Records, Beth sent me Sudden Impact and the Best of Dirty Harry. So I love the Dirty Harry music the same way I love the Eastwood Westerns. A lot of this by Lalo Schifrin. I think he did every Dirty Harry movie. I'd have to look. I don't know if he did Deadpool or not. But I know he at least did up through Sudden Impact. So yeah, that's a cool one. Appreciate that, Beth. Thank you. Let's see, an album you listen to the most. So I tried to think of what album I found myself putting on most often, and I gotta go with The Fog again. This is my other copy of it besides the Waxwork release. I've got this one from Silva Screen Records. I think this may have been my first colored vinyl video. One album's green, one album's white. When it said green and white vinyl, I was really hoping for a swirl pattern, but they went solid color with each album. But man, I just play The Fog a lot. The Fog has great mood to it. I really enjoy The Fog. If you're familiar with me, you already knew that. And then I think this is the last question where I show a record. No, an album that needs a vinyl pressing. So I guess on the wish list, if you look here, I've got the Mondo Halloween box set. This is my kind of homemade slipcover I made for it by taping two together. But this is Halloween 1 through 5 in a big sleeve. I would love it if they would go ahead and release Halloween 6. Halloween 6 is the one I really want, but let's go all out and just go ahead and do Halloween 6, 7, and 8. Maybe you put it in another sleeve. I can put it next to this one. There you go. Then I'd have the first 8 that way. And I don't know how much different the next 2 Halloween movies are going to be from Halloween 2018, but I've got that one too. So I could end up having the soundtracks to all the Halloween movies. Rob Zombie, I'm iffy. Waxwork came out with them, but I did not order them. And let's see. Yeah, this is the last one. Same album, different cover. So I didn't want The Fog to be 3 answers because it's definitely the case with that, but I'll show Ghostbusters. So this could be actually same album, different cover, or same cover, different album. So here is the Ghostbusters soundtrack. This is your Ray Parker Jr. and your other Magic by Mick Smiley, Saving the Day, the lyrical stuff on the album, the soundtrack. This is the Elmer Bernstein score on 2 records. This is a version that is Slimer Green on clear vinyl. And I had it and I loved it. I liked the score to Ghostbusters. It's very good. But then Mondo brought out this version with this different artwork. And this is Proton Beam across clear vinyl. So just the artwork alone made me want to get this. So very, very cool. And that's it for Showing Records, but there are 3 more questions. That was number 18. So number 19, plans for my collection going forward. Just to continue to expand it, but in a selective way. I want to be, kind of picky about what I buy when it comes to my records. I don't really buy them haphazardly. If there's something I want to check out, I might listen to it on YouTube or find it somewhere where I can play it, check it out, and say, well, do I like these songs? So I'm not really buying anything that I haven't heard before. I will say that. So, but just continue to grow the collection. There's a couple that I might clean out, a couple I might send to friends, just because I think I don't have any use for them anymore. And then number 20, channel plans and or YouTube advice. So I kind of, covered my channel plans in that most recent mukbang video where I talked about goals for 21. I just want to grow the channel, get some more videos out there. I'd like to get, I'm almost at 500 videos. I think I'd like 700 by the end of the year. Would be a reasonable goal. I'd like to hit 1,000 subscribers this year. I've got, I think 659 as of making this video, or 658. So we'll see if I can hit 1,000 this year, and just kind of keep doing what I'm doing. I enjoy the pace right now. I enjoy, the kind of 3 areas that I'm in: records, horror and sci-fi related figures, and then a movie review here and there. So, and of course the Saturday night stream, we're going to keep that going for a while, at least till the guys get tired of me. And the last question is not really a question, but it's shout out some channels that you think deserve more attention. And so I'll start with my friends, the people I talk to near every day, or really every day. John at Project Ellsworth, Mark at Mark of Horror, Dave at Dave's Horror, Ben at the Cadaver Club, Phil from Phil's Creepy Vids. So that is the Coast to Coast stream crew from Saturday night that you're probably already familiar with. But then also Beth over at RedRum Records that started this tag. Eric over at Last Venom 76. Check him out. He's going through his movie collection, showing them to you alphabetically. I watched the A's last night. I hope to watch the B's tonight. But man, there's just so many. Amateur Filmies, check them out. Cool reviews, cool hauls. Andrew Ballina, who started the YouTube Horror Tuber of the Month contest. Andrew is a very cool guy. Martin over at Anthropomantic Fiend. Art with Horror. Really enjoying Art with Horror's channel. Of course, the Super Slash Bros. Brad at Bronco Juggalo, Joe the Horror Man, Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and Dave Maggot. And also Jen's Reviews from the Grave, who gets on there sometime. Creepy Calvin. The list goes on. Keith over at Euphoria Pictures. Absolutely love Keith's channel. Keith has some just incredible box sets and collector's editions, the kind of thing I really wish they made more of, and just really enjoy seeing them. Drew over at Hey Isn't That Devon Graham, always got good haul videos and always picking up very cool stuff. Horror and Monster Collectibles. More high-end collectibles than I tend to deal with, but really, really just badass sculptures and pieces over there in his collection. I'm kind of going through these alphabetical. I got to. There's so many. Lauren over at Lauren's Collections. Mondo, sorry, I was looking at something else. Mondo Chelovic Movies. Cool reviews. He's doing a collection kind of end of year review. I watched part one. I want to watch part two later tonight. Um, yeah. Ziegler's reviews, the Q's reviews. Um, yeah, just really too many to list. Us Only, Rick over at Us Only. Uh, yeah, and one that I always plug before I forgot about till I just saw his name, the Wilsonian Movie Museum. Some really, really incredible hauls on that guy's channel. He has the biggest physical media collection I think I've seen. Um, just impressive. So that's it for the tag. Thank you for sticking with me this long and listening to my ramblings. And these are fun. I enjoy doing them. Uh, so let me know what you think below. Did you like what you saw? Do you agree with what I said? Do you have other opinions? And as always, like and subscribe if you haven't. And everybody take care of each other. I hope 2021 is good for everybody and things improve. So that's it. Thanks.